We are talking the Michigan Wolverines. He's Ian Cameron. I am Drew Martin. 10-3 last year, Ian Cameron, for the Michigan Wolverines. They did lose to Florida in the Peach Bowl 41-15 after losing to Ohio State in the last game of the season. So downturn there, two of the last three losses coming towards the end of the season. But would you look to be betting on Michigan this upcoming year, Ian?
Not initially, Drew, with the Michigan Wolverines. We know they didn't end the season very well last year, and we know that has prompted Jim Harbaugh, who is very stubborn usually, not a guy that likes to change the way he does things. He's a guy that's very set in his ways. Well, he's actually going outside the box this time around with this team offensively coming into the new season. Jim Harbaugh's always loved run the football, smash mouth football, just overwhelm the opponent in the line of scrimmage, in the trenches, and just play that power strong ground game type of offense. Well, now he's willing to open things up a little bit, think outside the box. He brings in Josh Gaddis as his new offensive coordinator. Very interesting that he's actually a guy, Josh Gaddis, that played on the defensive side of the football when he played football, but he's been coaching the offensive side of the football. He's the new OC. And the point of it all is to tailor this offense towards Shea Patterson's skill set. Of course, Shea Patterson, the Ole Miss transfer, back at quarterback again this year for Michigan. They want to try to tailor a system and scheme around Shea Patterson to make him feel more comfortable, and they're hoping that will lead to better results with this team offensively. And I think you're going to see, and from what I've read, he's going to go no huddle. It's going to be a very pro spread heavy offense. So they're going to be throwing the football a lot more. So I'm really wondering, this is sort of goes against the principles of Jim Harbaugh a little bit. So I worry. I applaud them for trying to do this because I think it is better for Shea Patterson running this kind of offense. But the first sign of them struggling to move the ball in this new offense, I'm worried it's back to run the football third and long, and we're punting again, which was a problem too many times last year with this Michigan offense. So the offense does have questions. On defense, they do have a lot of questions because they lost a lot of key personnel from last year's team. That was a very good Michigan defense last season, albeit despite the rough showing in the bowl game, they've got to replace a lot of talent on that side of the ball. So I'm not bullish on Michigan right now. I got to see with all these changes that are going on how they perform.
Yeah, you bring up the offense and Shea Patterson. He will be playing behind four all Big Ten returning starters on the offensive line. And let's face it, I mean, he's kind of a dual threat guy, an athletic quarterback, pretty good as well. But when you start breaking down Michigan, Ian, it comes to Jim Harbaugh. He has three of his first 4 years double-digit win seasons. However, he's had trouble winning the big games. Just 2-7 versus Ohio State, Michigan State, and Notre Dame, and 1-18 on the road versus top 25 opponents. So, do you think it's something that Michigan can kind of overcome and make a push here? You say you don't want to bet them early on in the season, but do you think there's a strong possibility, they could win the Big Ten?
To me, Drew, it's going to come down to how quickly the changes on offense come about. I think it's good for Shea Patterson they're doing this, but again, you got to see if it jives. They do have to. The running back situation is very dicey coming into the season. I do like their wide receiving core actually. Their O line, we'll see how it comes along because now they're going to have to pass block more than run block this season, pass protect more than run block this season because they'll be throwing the football a lot more in this new offense. So we'll see how that quickly comes around. My first thought on Michigan is I'm not sure if they're going to be drastically better. But I do think they're going to be a chance to maybe take advantage of them from a totals perspective. Look over the total in their games. They're going to go at a much faster tempo with Josh Gaddis as the OC and a more spread type of offense. So that could be an opportunity for bettors to take advantage of a team that obviously played at one of the slowest tempos last year in the country, ran the football heavily. It's going to look like a different Michigan offense and maybe a chance to take advantage of some totals as a result.
Nice, Ian. Good breakdown. 9.5 the season win total right now. This is the breakdown on the Michigan Wolverines. We'll be doing more college football breakdowns up until week 0 of the college football season here on the SBR YouTube channel. So make sure to like, subscribe. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll be right back with the Ohio State breakdown.